video may contain spoilers from the show, so if you do not want to hear it, I suggest you don't watch. What's up guys, and welcome, it's InfernoKun, here with my teaser breakdown for Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 3, The Sword in the Darkness. Now, let's look at the little slide for the episode real quick, the image we have of the dragon, in a quote saying Dracarys, and the quote is from Daenerys Targaryen. Now, a little insight on people who don't watch the show. Dracarys basically means dragonfire. It is a Valyrian word, which is Daenerys' native language, I believe, and basically it just makes, well, it tells dragon to breathe fire, and she used that to take the unsolid and stuff like that. Anyways, so we see a dragon, which means that the episode probably will have a dragon, most likely from the teaser we got. I'll get to that in a second, but let's go on. I'm gonna go ahead and play the teaser, then I'll bring it down for you guys.
Next time on Game of Thrones.
What is going on?
Roderick, you have to do something. Lord Whitehill's son has arrived.
Gryff Whitehill means to torment us. Nothing worse than a fourthborn with something to prove.
It was bad enough when it was just the soldiers.
We can't live with them under our roof.
Form up and follow my lead. You'll be taking your vows. You too, Tuttle. Time to start proving you're a brother.
Oh, the things we do for family. I wonder sometimes if it's worth it, all the sacrifices. Enjoy the wedding.
How much further to Marine?
A few days.
If the Lost Legion doesn't catch up to us first.
No. I overheard a couple of men whispering about the Lannister Guard. They're questioning people. Is there anything else we need to be worried about?
What was that?
Okay, so remember now, stuff in the teaser doesn't always happen in the final release of the game, so keep it with a grain of salt. This probably be this more like a overall view of what's going to go on in the game. So anyways, let's begin. First off, we have a picture of the Whitehill soldiers greeting Gryff Whitehill, who is now now entering Ironrath. Now, as of episode 2, or episode 1, we had the Whitehill soldiers stationed in Ironrath because Ramsay Snow insisted, and now they're here. But as of episode 2, they had no commanding officer, they had no one to listen to, so no one to give orders. They were just there to basically keep an eye on the Foresters. But now we have someone who is leading this garrison, Gryff Whitehill. From what people say about him, he is pretty much not a nice dude. He's pretty much the fourth-born son of Lord Whitehill, and he has something to prove by being a dick and showing he has power. Now, for the most part, this is probably mostly bad for the Foresters, because now they have a commanding officer who doesn't really like the Foresters, who is mean, and he would definitely not hesitate to punish the Foresters. Now, since Roderick is the Lord of the Foresters right now, it's up to him to figure out what to do with this garrison, because no one in House Forester is going to feel safe with Gryff around. I mean, obviously, he sounds like a pretty bad guy, and pretty much Talia wants him to do something. He's the Lord, and he has control of his troops. Now, House Forester is very little when it comes to soldiers. They have a very, very small army, so they cannot take on the Whitehill soldiers alone, and that'll be a big problem as of right now. Now, moving on, of course, we have basically the small council, I believe. Yeah, the small council talking about basically Gryff and how he's pretty much going to be tormenting House Forester for no reason, and that's a big problem. Now, Lady Forester, Eliza? Not Eliza, oh my god. Yeah, it's Eliza. Yeah, Eliza. She wants to go ahead and stop the Whitehills. She said we can't live with them under our roof, that she wants to do something about that. And I believe, depending on, how things go with the Glenmores, we probably, depending on your choices, could get them to come and help out with attacking the Whitehills. That would actually anger the Boltons. So that was kind of a gray area. Now, we could have the Sellsword army that Asher is going to get from Marine, and we'll probably deal with that. Now, it might take a long time for him to actually get back to Westeros and back to Ironrath. He has to go to Marine, and then he has to get the soldiers and come back. So tell me your thoughts on what will happen to basically the Foresters with the Whitehills. I mean, obviously it's kind of hinting towards a little battle or war between House Forrester and then House Whitehill and House Bolton, depending on how things go. It definitely isn't looking good right now due to the fact that the Foresters have very little soldiers and they're pretty much not doing so well with allies. So we'll see if maybe Mira can get something to happen, or maybe Asher can maybe get a awesome sellsword team army, and we probably see if we can get the Glenmores to back up, or maybe even King's Landing. That would be pretty cool, but I doubt it. But anyways, tell me your thoughts. So moving on to the another image we have of basically Frostfinger telling everyone that they have to swear their loyalty or vow to be the Night's Watch, and he's more particularly looking towards Garrett, calling him out. Now, from what we know, Frostfinger, he's a bit suspicious of Garrett, but he has potential. That's what Frostfinger said. He has potential, and I agree. I said it many times, but I'm not gonna go into it for this video. But Frostfinger knows that Garrett can be a great soldier. He's giving him a hard time because he knows that he's good, but he's more kind of suspicious about him actually being messed up. Now, Garrett, all he wants to do for my Garrett, he wants to protect House Forrester by becoming a ranger, since he's been exiled from Ironrath. So we'll see how it actually affects House Forrester. Maybe Garrett could also get some kind of small team to help out House Forrester. That'd be pretty cool. So tell me your thoughts on that. Garrett becoming a ranger of the Night's Watch. That is pretty awesome. His training went pretty well. But anyways, tell me your thoughts on that. Moving on to another image we have or seen where we have Tyrion and Mira talking about family and how it might not be worth it to sacrifice everything just to help them out. Now, Mira has been doing things since episode 1 to help out House Forrester. We had her trying to get King's Landing back up. We had her trying to maybe help with the whole Glenmore situation. And she been risking her life, basically, asking Lady Marjorie to help out was a kind of a risk for her. And then trying to talk to Cersei about the whole thing, conflicting, or your house is being a traitor. So basically, she's more in the spotlight for being, my family's in trouble. I have to help them. My family, they're my family. But anyways, I agree with mostly Mira where she's looking, because Tyrion, no, okay, family comes first out of everything, and he just wants her. Probably hinted towards her actually giving up on her family. I mean, she's been putting herself in harm's way. Damien even tried to kill her for, getting involved with the whole Ironwood sales thing. So, definitely, it's kind of like hinting towards, oh, this family is getting me so much trouble. I could possibly die. There's so many things that is wrong. What if I can't save my family? And Tyrion's like, is that really worth it, Mira? But for me, I think it is. I gotta save House Forrester, and I won't give up on them, even though Tyrion pretty much has. So anyways, back to what Tyrion says, enjoy the wedding kind of confirms that Purple Wedding will probably will be happening in episode 3, which is awesome. Now, what I want from the Purple Wedding, I want to be more focused on Mira's perspective of everything. I mean, obviously chaos is going to happen. We won't be seeing Tyrion anymore after that. I'm sorry for spoilers. I should put a spoiler tag in the beginning of the video. But anyways, Tyrion gets blamed for the whole thing, and he has to basically go away now or get locked up. So for the most part, Purple Wedding might definitely happen. I think Mira will probably stay in King's Landing, and the Purple Wedding will definitely be happening. So awesome for that. Enjoy the wedding, and I will be enjoying it. So I wonder how they'll do that, because I mean, we already saw the whole inside depth of the Purple Wedding, everything. I don't think Telltale will redo that, because this game's more focused on the Foresters, being in their perspective, not the TV show characters. So definitely, I hope they keep it towards, Mira. Maybe kind of glimpse at Joffrey dying, but it depends on how Telltale does it. So anyways, moving on, we have a scene of Malcolm, I forgot her name, Beska, and Malcolm making their way to Marine to get the Sellsword army, and that's pretty much awesome. Now, House Forrester, as Malcolm said, probably won't survive without many armies, because we're really without allies. We don't have the Crown, we don't have the Glenmores, nothing. So this Sellsword army is probably one of the things that could save House Forrester, and they're pretty much dead set on going to get this army, and they have to basically dodge the Lost Legion, because they're pretty much chasing after them. So definitely would be awesome to fight them off, as well as going to get that Sellsword army. So Lost Legion definitely gonna be a problem for them. The group can actually handle that. I believe in them. They can do it. Hopefully Malcolm or Beska doesn't die. I hope they make it back to Iron Ralph with the army. So we'll see what happens between them. But here we have a picture of Beska saying no. Now, if you remember in the episode, whenever you mentioned going to Marine, Beska kind of had a little worried face, like, oh, I have some unfinished business in Marine. So it's probably one of the unfinished business. She probably has something going on. Nothing I can really pull from this, because there's no really there's no really deep information about her past. So hopefully we can get a little biography about her, really see what she's been through. I mean, obviously we know that she's a sellsword for Usher, so she's actually a pretty loyal sellsword, so that's pretty awesome. But moving on, we have Cowboy and Mira talking about the little overnight awesomeness, the Lannister guard that they killed, or Mira killed. And for me, I killed him. I say Cowboy, and I'm not really sure what happens if you run for your life. I mean, I'll replay that probably sometime today or tomorrow. But anyways, yeah, people, they're questioning about the Lannister guard, like, oh, go around people, oh, what happened? Where's Damien? And here's what I'm thinking now. You can obviously toss out your knife, or you can take it with you. What I'm thinking is that if you take it with you, they might come and talk to you, and you might get caught with the knife. I mean, obviously, they might search your things. Now, if you toss the knife, obviously they don't have fingerprint scanners from what I said in my video, so I tossed it away. They might find it, and they might question people that way, like, oh, this knife. I mean, the knife belonged to Damien, so the person... I mean, Mira's pretty much in trouble, because that Lannister guard that they encountered before meeting Damien, saw Mira, saw what she looked like. So definitely that's gonna be a problem when actually confronting what happened with Damien. So yeah, it might be a problem for Mira, because she's pretty much worried about, oh, I killed a guy, or depending on how your choices, I did it, and that's pretty scary. I mean, like, hey, that guard saw me last with Damien, and then all of a sudden he's gone missing. What's going to happen with that? So anyways, tell me your thoughts about what's going to happen to Mira. How will she get out of this predicament, and how will the Cowboy help her? Because I know that he will, because he's been wanting to help her out since day one. So we'll see what happens. So anyways, lastly, we have the final scene of Asha, Beska, and Malcolm in a cave, and you hear growling, which it sounds like a dragon. Now, Daenerys has not locked up her dragons yet, so obviously they are pretty much out on it, well, free doing whatever they want. So maybe Asher and them might encounter this dragon and have to fight it. Obviously they won't really damage it, or go ahead and kill it, because obviously it's too canon for that. So they might have to escape the dragon or something like that. So definitely awesome. Now, Telltale or Job has teased a teaser for the dragon, saying it's a very scaling model coming up for next episode. So awesome. Dragon confirmed for episode 3. We had the freaking art on the game. We have the teaser, then we have this other teaser right here. Awesome dragon, Daenerys dragon. I wonder which one will it be. I hope it's the biggest dragon, because the biggest dragon is always the best dragon. But they're pretty worried. They're scared. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, leave a thumbs up. It helps out a lot, and I do appreciate it. If you guys do have any topics you want me to discuss with people or by myself, put them down below. I want to do more Game of Thrones discussions, so I might be doing a lot more of those because this episode was great, and I can't wait for episode 3. So, thank you guys for watching. Check out my Let's Play if you did not. Thank you guys again, and I'm out.